What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box we have the 2023 BMW M2, new to the Matchbox lineup here for the year 2025. Probably one of the more hyped castings of the year, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at it and see if it is worth adding to your collection. So as always, let's get things started with our casting. We'll take a quick kind of 360 look at the car, and happy to report that proportions and everything do look quite nice. We'll go ahead and kind of pop the real life car in the corner there so you can kind of get a bit of a comparison and see how well you think it looks compared to the real life thing. I personally think that it looks quite good. And so now let's break the casting down here. So you're actually going to get a good chunk of die cast with this one. Almost everything you're going to see is going to be die cast metal, which is very nice. We do have a plastic base, and that base does extend up in here into the exhaust section of the diffuser. And then it is also going to extend into this little like grill area here, which is pretty cool. And I think you can actually see it poking through these little cutouts here on the grill. Very, very cool. But other than that, though, you're going to get a nice big chunk of die cast on a pretty beefy car, and it actually ends up looking quite good. All your body lines are going to be replicated very nicely on this casting. You're going to get mirrors. They are pretty chunky, not going to lie, but they are there and still look okay. Hood replicated quite nicely. It's got that kind of bulge in it, looking good. Coming down to the back here, you do get an antenna casted in. Again, all your body lines replicated very, very nicely. On the whole, I would say that this casting has been done very, very cleanly. For the paint and the deco, so this is the first edition, the first release of it, and we got this nice bold red color, which does match kind of one of the presentation decos that this car was shown off with in real life, and I think it looks good. One thing that is definitely unique is when you look on that hood there, look at that sparkle. So it is a metal flake red, and it's a very fine metal flake. Like the flakes are very small, but man, they do look good. I'm not exactly sure if that's accurate, but it looks good, and I'm not going to complain about it at all. And then you also get this big tampo on the roof up here, which looks good and gives you some nice contrast. Gives you kind of a meaner, more aggressive look. Moving into the details, so starting up front, you get two very nice headlight tampos, which have a lot of detail to them, and they look good. We do get a BMW logo right there, which looks good. And then these two kind of grill vents are just tampos. They don't look amazing, but they are okay. I think they would look better if this was actually casted in a little deeper. It's a very shallow indent here that the casting has, and I think that this would have looked better if that cast had just been casted a little deeper, but it is all good. Do get a little M2 badge there as well, and then you get some kind of nice details here molded into the plastic bit. Coming down to the sides here, not really much to speak of. Wheels are a decent choice. I don't know if this was the best wheel choice, but they do look good, and there are no real complaints from me there. Coming into the back here, you get the BMW logo once again, you get the M2 logo, and you get a BMW license plate, combined with two very nicely detailed taillight tampos, and then again, you got the exhaust kind of molded into your base here. Overall, I think the detailing is pretty top-notch for a basic model from Matchbox. Moving into our roll test, it being a Matchbox Basic, it should be no surprise that it rolls, and it rolls extremely smooth. Went ahead and put this one on the scale, and it comes out to be 34.38 grams, so that is a good testament to the chunk of die cast that you are getting with this casting, because it is pretty solid and pretty heavy, a little bit heavier than what you would typically expect from a basic model. So pros and cons, getting started with our pros. The biggest pro is that this is going to be the cheapest way to add this generation of BMW M2 to your collection. Actually, I think it's the only way to add this car to your collection. I'm not 100% positive of that. For some reason, I have visions of some sort of premium brand that has done this car, so I'm not going to say it's the only one in a 1/64 scale, but it's definitely going to be the cheapest way to get it to your collection. The other big pro is going to be that it was done very, very nicely. Casting, pretty good. Deco-wise, very solid. No complaints from the deco department whatsoever. Good job there. For the cons, I'm just going to go ahead and say there's no real cons on this one. Like, especially at the price point, I think they did a phenomenal job with it. I would say, though, I do wish that these were a little deeper. Like this had just been casted a little deeper. But again, it's not so much of a problem that I would even bother listing it as a con. All right, let's move into some size comparisons here. We'll compare it first with some other Mattel BMWs that you might have, with the Matchbox BMW 3 Series Touring over there on the left, and the Hot Wheels BMW i8 Roadster with my own custom headlight decals over here on the right. And here we have it with some BMWs from other brands that you might like to collect, with the BMW M850i from MSZ Diecast and the BMW M4 GT3 from Mini GT. So with all of that out of the way, it is time to find some overall scores. Hype level, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I think that this is probably the second, maybe third most hyped model for the year so far as Matchbox Basics go. And it's been pretty popular and people seem to be liking it. Execution, I'm going to give it a 9.8. Again, the chunky mirrors, a little bit of a tick back there. Those are, you know, a little extra thick than normal. And then the grille, I just think that could have been ever so slightly better done there, but still very nice. Feedback, I'm going to give it a 9.85. I haven't really seen anyone with too many complaints other than a few little nitpicks here and there, kind of like I have done as well. So when we take these three scores, average them out, we will end up with an overall score of 9.72 out of 10. And I think that is a great score because this thing, they did an absolutely great job all around. Proportions are great. The casting is great. Like the details of the casting itself, all your body lines replicated to perfection in all honesty. Deco department did fantastic. Up front looks amazing. In the back looks amazing. You even went above and beyond and put something on the roof. So absolutely phenomenal job there. This one comes in at the mainline price tag, so you're going to get it for like $1.25-ish. And for that price, you really can't go wrong. Yeah, no real complaints there at all. With this deco having come out so good, it does lead us to the expectation that future recolors of this casting will get at least a similar deco treatment. So, you know, that means that this casting has a very bright future and we'll see some very nice releases down the line for sure. I would say this one is an easy pickup. You will not want to pass this one up. I think it's easy pickup. Add it to your collections. Alrighty guys, that will wrap up this review. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new and have not done so already. And don't forget to leave a comment telling me what your thoughts are on this particular model. And I will see you guys in the next video.